Hello, America. I hope everybody out there is thriving in their metropolis. It is July. Can you believe it? We are halfway through the year. I hope that the first half of your year was good as you planned and hoped. They are setting up fireworks across the street, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have a really spectacular show this weekend. The real fireworks aren't going to be for the 4th of July. Real fireworks are going to come over the next few months, because now half the year is over and we've had 2 down quarters, which means we're in a recession. What we do from here on out is pretty important. There's no such thing as good news, no such thing as bad news. It's just news. And how do we navigate our way through it? If we make the right decisions, we can stay ahead of the curve. Now, the July issue of the monthly newsletter is on the housing market. Are we in a bubble and is it about to burst? The top stories this month are: how are the housing prices being affected by the rising interest rates? The growing housing shortage versus the demand. Is it better to rent or to buy? And is your retirement better kept in real estate or the US dollar? I don't know. Small business owner spotlight this month is on the family landlord. So we've got a lot of stuff going on in this issue. But if you haven't read the last few months' issues, there's a common theme. So that's what I want to discuss today. The June issue is on the summer of inflation. Now, this particular issue, we have the top stories of what's it going to cost to go on vacation with rising interest rates and inflation as your travel companions, the rise of the stock market during the pandemic, and how the dip is now wiping out $3 trillion of Americans' retirement. Another article on earning interest on your retirement plans by paying taxes out of them. And our small business owner spotlight is on how a marine biology student became a living legend sushi entrepreneur in Silicon Valley, and how he's gotten himself into the menu of a professional sports franchise arena, and he's even fed Oprah. He's got a fantastic story. He endured a lot of hardships during COVID, and he was able to survive, and he helped his employees out along the way. So make sure and check out the June newsletter. And while you're at it, the May newsletter was on the pandemic recession. Top 3 stories for that month are 5 ways to prepare, the effects of the recession on the economy and a 401k retirement, and inflation affecting your purchasing power. So if you can see here, there's really a common theme here of where we're headed next, right? Inflation, recession, the housing market with interest rates about to burst. All of this stuff is what we're going to be studying on this channel every month. I have 2 books that I'm putting out, which are free to my clients, by the way. We've got 101 loan programs to get through life and a book of case studies. This is on creating your own $1 million nest egg and family bank while paying life's expenses. You check the link down below as well. We'll have a calendar for our webinar series. This month, here's our lineup. It's a pretty good party. Savings accounts for stock and crypto traders, earning profit while paying debt and taxes, refinancing a 401k and IRA to maximize your benefits. We also have quite a number of others. Check the link below and you can watch all the videos that you want. If you have any questions afterwards, feel free to direct message me. What I really want to talk to you about right now is the main story in last month's issue. The rise of the stock market during the pandemic and how the dip has now wiped out over $3 trillion of Americans' retirement. What we've done is we've tracked the S&P 500 over the past 23 years. The S&P 500 is a really good indicator of how many 401ks perform since they're tied to each other. Now, if you remember back in 1999, we party like it's 1999, Y2K, right? The dot-com craze. Well, eventually there's that dot-com bubble that burst. What that did was that stunted everybody's growth in their retirement for the next few years. It goes up drastically, and then it goes down for the next few years. It recovers, and over the next 6-7 years rises at about an 8% interest. That's respectable, right? What happens next, though, is the banking meltdown in 2008, the Big Short, right? So that tanks another 35-40%. It takes another 5-6 years to get back to the level that it's at, but then it continues to climb over the next decade for another 8% a year until finally COVID hits, right? What happens? We start printing all that money, sending out all those stimulus checks, and it's going to have a negative effect sooner or later. And now it's time to pay the piper. So as you can see over the last few years, this thing just crashed in the course of like 2 weeks, right? But then they started printing all that money out. It goes up 20-25% year over year. That's not normal. You know that there's going to have an equal and opposite reaction to that, right? Just like Newton's law of motion. So now we're paying for it. We're on the roller coaster ride right back down. How far is it going to go? I don't know. But I can tell you that we can stay ahead of the curve by utilizing a few other programs and strategies out there. So direct message me if you want to talk about a few other options that you might have. But either way, we're going to have to do something different, or people's retirements are going to take years to recover from where they're at right now. You can read all of this stuff and a lot more in my newsletters. The housing market is going to be a really good issue because that's where we're going next, right? Now, I think all these issues are good, but I'm biased, obviously. But the housing market, the pandemic recession, the summer of inflation, there's a common theme here. Those of us that pay attention to this stuff, hopefully we'll all stay ahead of the curve. I hope you enjoyed the newsletters and don't light off any black cats, hurt yourself over the weekend. Talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed the clip. I'll make sure and put a link down in the description box below. And if you think somebody else might find this video valuable, well, then share it with them. Make sure and smash the subscribe button and the notification bell for our next video. And until then, stay ahead of the curve.